Thank you for being with us. Our top story tonight, the resumption of war. Israeli bombs are falling again over Gaza while Hamas is sending rocket fire over the border. The fragile truce collapsed early today after mediators said the sides could not find equal ground. The head of the Red Cross says the renewed fighting means the nightmare is back for civilians. Secretary of State Antony Blinken blames Hamas for the end of the ceasefire. Israel's war with the terror group resumed in full force today. The secretary was questioned about it before boarding a plane to leave for Dubai, where global talks are taking place on the climate. White House Correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen.
Tracy, good evening to you. Tonight, Israel and Hamas blame each other for ending the ceasefire, and negotiators right now in Qatar are working to restore it, while Secretary Blinken points his finger at the terror organization.
Good evening, everyone.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken tells reporters it's important to understand why the pause in fighting came to an end.
It came to an end because of Hamas. Hamas reneged on commitments it made. In fact, even before the pause came to an end, it committed an atrocious terrorist attack in Jerusalem, killing 3 people, wounding others, including Americans.
That attack happening at a bus stop. In addition to that, Secretary Blinken said Hamas
began firing rockets before the pause had ended, and as I said, it reneged on the commitments it made in terms of releasing certain hostages.
Secretary Blinken also emphasized the U.S. remains intensely focused on getting the hostages back, preventing the conflict from spreading or escalating, as well as protecting civilians and making sure humanitarian assistance gets to those who need it. On Thursday, President Joe Biden tweeted, "The United States is committed to addressing the critical humanitarian needs of Palestinian people in Gaza, and we will continue to work to sustain and expand the international response and rally the world to urgently increase support." Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris left today for Dubai. Her office says she'll meet with leaders in the Middle East to discuss Gaza and its fate after the war. President Biden's top diplomat also thinking about what comes next.
What happens in Gaza itself? How's it governed? Where does the security come from? How do we begin to rebuild? And critically, how we get on a path to a just and lasting peace. And for us, of course, that has to result in a state for the Palestinians.
Also tonight, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby repeated the U.S. position that Gaza must remain Palestinian land and cannot be reduced in size by Israel. As for President Biden, he had no on-camera events on his public schedule today. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.